shifting back into the short-term property management industry. Your family, you were a franchise owner for a couple of years. What was kind of the typical challenges that you guys faced as franchise owners, and how has that kind of like changed out over the years? Because I'm sure you started off, there was probably a lot more challenges to as a franchise owner starting off today. Does that look a little bit differently? What's kind of the onboarding process look like now to kind of weave your way out of some of those challenges?
Yeah, for sure. It's changed. It's changed so much. It's changed so much. So technology has really been a big portion of it. And data has become so much more important now than it was really in 2008, 2009. Now, don't get me wrong. Everyone still knew data was very important in
Yeah.
2008, 2009, but to get that data was very difficult back then for at least our industry. So there wasn't really a great standardization when it came to that. So that has probably been one of the biggest things. If I could highlight, it just briefly is in terms of if I had to choose something, I should say, has been that technology integration and revenue management being a big portion of this business. So when we started our business, the way that we would have to do pricing for properties is go out, find similar properties or similar property listings online, see what they're being rented for, and then see, kind of adapt those prices to our properties that we're managing so that we could try to be, within market or around the market. So we had to do that for multiple properties. We'd have to find multiple comparable properties, put it together in a spreadsheet, put the averages together, and then try to adapt it to our properties just based on our own intuition. Now there is so many tools that iTrip provides as far as revenue management goes, with dynamic pricing in place so that it adjusts rates on a daily basis, revenue management tools so that you can automatically pull in those comparable properties and you can see what the market's doing, and then data for comparable properties across the board, across the United States, actually. So we're able to see exactly what markets are doing. We're able to see a lot more data so that our franchisees can be much quicker when it comes to making those changes in their nightly rates and revenue management, but then also smarter and way more strategic. So that is one way that you look for ways to increase your revenue and increase your profitability with your business as you go on.
Yeah.
And initially it was, scale, grow a big business. Well, then, revenue management got a lot better, and you could focus on revenue management to really increase your revenue to yourself, to your franchisee, as well to our property owners. So a huge benefit that we provide there, but that has probably been one of the biggest changes that we've seen since back in the day, 2008.
Yeah, that's fascinating and really interesting for someone kind of considering different opportunities, just looking at the track record and the history of the franchise and the developments and the systems and how they've improved, and being able to validate that with the franchise owner and how powerful those systems were. So I think that's a really good point. And I know our hour is starting to wrap up, and I really still have a bunch of other questions as you kind of keep speaking. A lot of new things are coming up, but one thing that I definitely wanted to highlight that you mentioned as you talk